It's thinking.
Hi, Kat.
Double check to make sure it's actually going on YouTube.
It is live.
Yay, it is. Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the October Stitch and Bitch live show, our pre-Halloween edition, though I don't think any of us really did anything Halloween-y.
Oh,
I never do, but I am wearing like the super fluffy, dramatic sleeve top, so that's gonna have to be good enough.
I was going to, but then I decided that I already showered. That's the most like effort that you are gonna get out of me on this weekend.
Good enough. So this is the live show that we do every month where we work on our crafts. We talk about what we're reading, what we're watching, and any of our other geeky pursuits. Usually there is a Star Wars rant of some type from Diana, who brings us all the news. Amongst other things. So we are down one person this month. Usually Bree is here to join us as well, but she had something come up with family. So maybe if we get extremely lucky, she'll pop in later, but we'll see. So do we want to go around and introduce ourselves really quickly?
Sure.
Okay. We'll go first with Rhea.
Yeah.
Oh,
Putting you on the spot.
Yes. Hi, hello. I am Rhea from the channel The Bookfinch. My pronouns are they, them, and I am Finnish. I talk a lot about fantasy books and manga, and that's it. That's about. Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
It's been a while because I wasn't here last month, so now it's like been 2 months since the last time we were together. So now it's like.
Yep. Diana?
Sure. My name's Diana. My channel is Bookish Di, pronouns she, her, and I talk a lot about science fiction, fantasy, white collar true crime, and a lot of romance lately.
I think that's an interesting mix. White collar crime, true crime.
Well, not even true, like not like what folks think about true crime with like murders and stuff. I like cons, I like scams, I like CEOs being super fucking shady. So like the whole Theranos trial right now is like perfect.
Tax fraud.
Like finding out that Theranos scammed the DeVos family out of $100 million. Perfect. I love that type of true crime.
Wait. Isn't the DeVos family the same DeVos family who owns the Mary the MLM?
Amway,
yes. Yeah.
Oh
yeah. I'm suddenly not at all like.
No, like
I don't empathize with them getting conned.
I think Elizabeth Holmes, super fucking shady, knew she was super fucking like knew that she was doing shady shit and was just scamming it. But like, and I don't agree. Like, she did cause harm with the people who trusted her product and who
don't scam, but at the same time,
she was taking money from. I'm just
we're not sad about that.
We're not sad about you taking $100 million from the DeVos family.
Oh my.
So yeah, I don't like I said, I don't like the murder true crime. I like the scammy con type of true crime.
Yeah. Anything that would inspire an episode of Leverage.
Exactly.
All right. And I am Rachel, and you guys probably know who I am because we're on my channel this month. My channel is Kalanati, and when I am actually around, I talk about science fiction and fantasy and nonfiction, and right now also a lot of romance because I just need all the happy feels, and yeah. So that's pretty much it. And I see people are here, so hi KJ and Joe, and Ron is here as well. Hello everybody. Thank you for joining us. Let's talk about what we're currently reading. Oh no, wait. Do we start with projects first?
I think
projects.
I told you I wasn't prepared.
Normally we start with projects and then reading.
I had a very relaxing morning, guys, and I think my brain just hasn't come back in the building.
I mean, I slept until 4 p.m. So
Oh my god.
I did not
Waking
sleep
somebody
that
up.
late, but
it
I
was a
did
hectic
until
work
like
week.
10 minutes before the show started have a 13.5-pound cat on me who had no intention of moving. So we'll see
Yeah,
if
okay.
makes
What
it.
we're currently working on.
I'll
Who
go
wants
first.
to start?
Okay.
I'm still working on the book blanket that never ends. I am hoping to finish it by the end of the year. I am working on the third from last stripe, so making progress. It's just I haven't been working on it as much as I've been playing video games.
The Mass Effect remaster, I guess.
No, Immortals Phoenix Rising. It's like the it's like kinder, softer Greek mythology type game. Like it's fun. There's like a lot of puzzles and like the story isn't like super deep, but it's a fun time, but it's very time consuming. The story is not on the level of Hades, let me put it that way.
Ah, Hades. I'm still contemplating on whether I should start another save.
I'm debating if I want to get a version for my PlayStation because I have it on Switch, but I'm like, do I want to see it on a bigger screen?
I mean, I have it on Switch, but now I'm debating because it's currently on sale at Steam. So I'm debating whether I should get a copy for my PC so that I don't have to move from my thing and I can watch it from a bigger screen and play it with a keyboard and mouse. But also, the first save that I started, Thanatos came in really late. Like I had already done, because the way that he works is that he comes out, his first appearance is fully on random.
Mm-hmm.
So he will appear either on like Tartaros, Asphodel, or Elysium, and it's completely randomized. So I had already gotten to like Elysium, like many times before he even first showed up, and I feel cheated from all of my Thanatos content because like I got to do all of the other stuff first. So I kind of want to start another save to see if I could coax him to appear sooner.
Yeah, I haven't played in a couple of months, but I gotten to the point where I was pretty much done with the end game stuff and like the post end game stuff. So I am thinking about if I want to start another save. Like I was able to get the poly romance.
Yeah, I have romanced everyone. I have done I just need to get peace between the underworld and the Olympians, basically. So I need the true ending.
Yeah, and I've gotten that.
Yeah, I haven't yet. Because I haven't gotten like the full maxed out hearts for every single god.
You don't need it for every god. It's only, I think,
you need Zeus. You need
Joe is right.
Rachel, you should play Hades because it's up for best writing for the Hugos.
Yes,
I have never played a game like that in my life. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I mean, if you want, Rachel, we can just hang out someday. You can knit and I can just play Hades from start to finish.
We should do that.
Share my screen.
I've never even like watched somebody play a game like this before. I know that there are like playthroughs and stuff on YouTube, but it's not quite the same as with somebody that you know.
It's also like one of the most heartfelt games. Like I think it's great. And I love that Chaos gets referred to as a gentle person.
Yeah. Chaos is a eldritch cosmic horror being of no gender.
Yes.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Yes.
We should do this. I mean, we should like set up a weekend time to just hang out and do some stuff anyway.
Yeah, because it's been a while because
our hangout at Worldcon is not going to happen this year, so.
But next year, Chicago?
Next year.
Yes. Oh.
Like all
The
the money,
entire planet must cooperate so that next year we can actually get together at Chicago.
all the money that I have saved for this con is now being like put away for Chicago next year, so that I can have a very good time.
I'm not gonna lie, all the money I've saved by not going to Discon this year is probably gonna go to buying a spinning wheel.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Nobody's surprised.
That's like the least surprising thing you could have said. But if we do all go to Chicago, we absolutely need to go to the Shed Aquarium and hang out with
Yes.
the otters.
Oh my god, there are probably like a bazillion museums and stuff in Chicago that I want to go to. And if you are familiar with the city, please take me around by the hand so I don't get lost.
I mean, this, like, Chicago will be my second time ever going to the United States, and my first time was in Vegas. So, you know, I expect to have some normalcy, and see like normal stuff.
Yeah, Chicago's a really fun city. Like, there's a lot to do, and there's a lot of yarn stores. And there's
I should also be excited about the bookstores, but the yarn stores.
Yeah, I cannot wait for sure. I honestly might just take like a very long vacation that week, because one of my best friends lives in Chicago, and just be like, hey, can I crash with you for a few days prior?
I mean, like, I am prepared to have like 2 weeks, so that 1 week is just for like general sightseeing and taking in the stuff, and 1 week is for Worldcon, like we did in Ireland, basically.
Yeah.
And what we were planning to do for New Zealand.
Anyway, let's get back to our little agenda. Rhea, what are you working on? I've been seeing you working on this lace thing, and I'm like, what is that?
It
looks really cool.
It is like a lace shawl thing that I started working on. So it kind of like fans out, and it's the pattern is from Hooked by Robin, and I'm using these like variegated yarns for it. So I'm first gonna use this pinkish one that goes over to like a red tone, and then this red one.
Is that Skepius?
Yeah, this is Skepius Secret Garden blend.
I love their variegated colors.
In the colors Rose Arch and Rambling Blooms.
They're really pretty.
I'm hoping to get this done by Christmas so that I can gift it to my mom. Aww. Actually, I am very confident that she will never watch YouTube or the English side of YouTube, because she doesn't understand a lick of English. So, you know, it's okay. My only complaint is that this yarn is like very, like it tangles up on itself very easily.
I think it's very soft and like a low twist ply.
Yeah.
And I haven't used that particular one, but I've used their Our Tribe, which looks very similar. And it just kind of twists up on itself that way.
Yeah.
Like it's a little bit unbalanced or something.
Yeah, I feel like I constantly, like, I do like a few double crochets, and then I have to like spend some time to like retwist the yarn away from itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it looks really cool. I can't wait to see it when it's bigger. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like Irish crocheted lace in a way.
Yeah, I'm like, the Hooked by Robin has like she has a video on how to do this, and also like a written pattern. Mm-hmm. I can actually like put the site on our private chat so you can share it if you want. But this is the pattern that I am working on, and the finished like product looks like, it kind of reminds me of like a full-on like coral reef around your neck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very kind of like that biomass thing. I love it.
Do you watch Engineer Knits?
Yes.
The lace that, like that, I think it was actually Irish lace that she did for that top that she made was really cool. It made me kind of want to learn how to do it because I haven't done a lot of crochet in a while.
Yeah, I I watch Cooked by Robin for the actual patterns, and I watch Engineering Knits just for the I love watching her do stuff, but I'm always like I don't necessarily want to make all the same stuff as she does, especially like she does a lot of like those historical knitting stuff
Mm-hmm.
where I'm more like I want to actually sew a lot of the same garments that she does with knitting.
Yeah, yeah. She has
But
a
she
couple of vintage knit patterns, like one of the
She
sweaters
did
that she
one
wears
for the
regularly.
stockings.
Yeah, the stockings are cool. Though I have to say that her video on making the flat knit stockings on the knitting machine, I was really curious about knitting machines until like I saw like it was a really good demonstration of how that actually works, and I was like, no, I don't think I'm gonna get one of those. But it's a really cool idea. Well, let me get to a decent place where I can actually show what I'm working on. I'm working on very long rows, so I shouldn't have started this until I was ready to put it up. But this is what I'm working on. This is a Stephen West shawl. I think it's called Surriously Holy. He's got a whole bunch of shawls that are kind of this pattern with these like really big increase sections that create these holes. And I'm calling it my Halloween shawl because I saw this variegated orange yarn on Etsy. It's from the Sheepyshire, I think. And it's called like pumpkin latte or something. I was like, I have to make something in brioche with this color because it's that variegated speckled yarn that looks great with brioche. So yeah, I'm loving it. It's a lot of plain knitting actually, but it looks so cool with all the big increase sections. So that's my project right now. Uh-oh, did I turn around? Oh, right.
Oh, I forgot to show you guys the yarn that I got.
Show it.
On Saturdays there are farmers markets in my town. In addition to like the produce, like delicious goodness, there's also like a small artisans section, and it rotates. And so there's like some people who are always there. Like there's like a ceramics person, there's the guy who sharpens knives. But a couple weeks ago there was a yarn dyer there, and I got 2 skeins of this really pretty sparkly yarn.
Ooh.
So
that looks really cool.
Yeah, so I need to figure out what I'm gonna make with this, but I was just like, I need it.
It's definitely enough to make a nice shawl.
Yeah, I was thinking either a shawl or if I ever finish the sweater and feel up to making a new sweater, there's one that like has like alternating colors. I think you were the one who showed it. It was like the Elven Mail.
Oh yeah, that one.
Because I think this would actually, I might need to get another skein of this color, but I think that with like a lighter, like a creamier color would work really well.
Ooh. Yeah. That would really work with the stitch pattern in that.
Yeah. So
it looks really cool when you get the right color combination.
Yeah. So I think that might be something, because I might be going to the yarn store in Santa Cruz over Thanksgiving. If we do like small business Saturday shopping in downtown Santa Cruz. Mm-hmm. So I might drag my cousin and my grandpa along to be like, we're going to the yarn store.
I mean, that is always the best thing.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm half tempted to be like, yeah, so we can get Christmas shopping for me done early if you just like let me loose in either the yarn store or bookshop.
Yeah. Oh my.
Like, that was my birthday present from my dad. Was he was like, okay, we're at Bookshop Santa Cruz, pick out the books that you want, and that's your birthday present.
You know, I am actually going to a yarn store with my dad tomorrow, And I might offer to do that for him because I'm like, I have no idea what to get him for Christmas, but he always needs sock yarn. So maybe I'll just be like, pick what you want. And by the time Christmas rolls around, he'll actually be ready to use it and I'll give it to him then.
You should.
I should do that.
I mean, to be honest, my birthday present to my sister was like, I don't know what restaurant you want to use it at, but tell me and I'll buy you a $50 gift certificate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to give you something for a place you're not going to go to.
Yep.
Oh, that's not how I wanted to
Joe
do it.
says that he's expecting a pet cameo before much longer.
Hold on.
I don't know. I think some of our pets are not being very cooperative today.
Hold on. I might have one soon.
Yeah. We're hoping
I
for
can-
Hermes.
I can always ask Vol to put on pants so that he can bring Hermes.
Hold on. I might have one. Yeah, come on. Come on. I know. Yeah, come on. Come on. I know you see the yarn. I know you see the forbidden string. Okay, she's being too slow jumping up. Here she is.
Oh,
My chunky girl.
the chubby baby.
She's
She's
so chubby.
pretty.
She's such a chubby baby.
She's
13
the
and a
best
half
baby.
pounds.
Oh my god, she looks so peeved.
She's like,
Her face.
jump
She's like, let me
anyway.
go, let me go. Ooh.
Let's see your little face.
All of those cheeks.
I know, she has such chubby little cheeks.
She has the best little chubby cheeks. I
know.
love her.
The vet wants me to have her lose a little bit of weight because they're like, she's a little too chunky.
I mean, we took the cats to the vet for like we took Hermes and Mosfet to the vet, and the vet was like, okay, Mosfet is not allowed to gain any more weight. He is very good the way he is. He has a very large frame, but he is not allowed to gain any more weight. And we were like, but he likes food very much.
Is Mosfet a long boy?
He is a long boy and he is a tall boy.
Okay.
He's very big. He weighs like 6.5 kilos. So that's probably like, okay, I'm just gonna do the
I
math.
don't know what kilos are.
So that's 14 pounds.
Okay, so he's a little bit more chunky than Leia.
Yeah,
I can't. Oh my god.
He's 14.3 pounds. Yeah.
He's literally twice the weight of my dog.
Yeah, but the thing is, he isn't like a chunky boy.
He's just
Because all of
big.
that is like muscle. He's very lean, but he's just big. He's incredibly like he's the biggest out of all of our cats, Tesla included. So Tesla is the biggest in girth.
Tesla is a chunk.
Yeah.
Tesla is a chunky boy. Like he is a mega chunk. Though now he has actually like gotten a little bit slimmer. We got some compliments last time we went to the vet that he has a good chance that he might get into remission with his diabetes if he can keep up the weight loss. But you know,
That's good news.
He's also very food motivated, so we shall see. But it's good that he is losing a little bit of weight.
Yeah, that's
good. I've cut back on the amount of dry food that I'm giving the cats because I think that's where Leia's getting her chunk.
Yeah,
because dry food does that. So
yeah, dry food is a lot.
They're still getting their same amount of wet food though, just because I don't want to deal with UTIs for Luke. So he gets as much wet food as he wants.
I mean, we currently like feed them 2 times a day with wet food. Like I feed them when I go to work, and Wolf feeds them in the evening, and then they should get dry food one time, like for lunch basically, and then we are trying to like get them to have like majority of their food intake is from wet food. We're also thinking of getting like the raw food thing, because our vet has been suggesting that we should move them to like raw food, because that's better for them.
Yeah, the cats get wet food in the morning and dry food in the evening, and they just kind of graze throughout the day.
I mean,
normally all the new people in the chat. Everybody's showing up now.
Yes, good.
Hello, everybody. All right.
We'll see if Luke makes an appearance.
Maybe. 15 pounds, Becca? Oh my.
Wow. That is
my brother's miniature trouser is like 16 pounds, so I'm like trying to imagine this.
Yeah, Luke is around 11 and a half pounds, and he's very long and lean. So there's that. There was a comic that went around a few years ago where it's like the life cycle of a cat, where it starts off as a little potato, then a little long, and then it either goes into a big long or a big potato. And I have Leia's the potato and Luke's the long boy.
Yeah, Mosfet is also a long boy, and Tesla is the big potato. We shall see what Hermes is going to end up being, because he's like, sometimes I start to cry because he's very like, he's like, the way he looks, he looks very much like Hedda, because his frame is so tiny. So we shall see.
How old is he?
Leia, don't eat my
yarn. We got him 2 months-ish ago, so he's 1 year old now. He's a tiny baby.
Yeah.
Tiny baby.
Yeah.
A year from now, you might have another long boy, or
yeah. I doubt it though, because he's very tiny. Mosfet was very big. Like Mosfet, you could see that he would be big, because when we got him, he was like somewhere around 6 months or so, and his legs were exaggeratedly long. Like they were ridiculous. And he had gotten like a growth spurt, so he wasn't yet sure how how to use his legs. So he was always just going around like this, and skittering along, because he wasn't fully like equipped to working with such a shift in mass.
Aww.
At least that is a huge difference. That's like one of your dogs is like 10 times the size of the other.
A small dog and a tall dog.
I love it. All right. What is everybody reading?
Why don't you go first, Rachel?
Me go first? Okay. Well, I haven't started it yet, but as soon as we're done with the live show, I'm going to be starting my one Halloween read, which is Dark Waters by Catherine Arden. And I will hopefully finish it on Halloween, but I just realized that these books are scary enough that I can't read them late at night. So this may be finished in November. So I have a few more mornings to read it in. And I'm also, okay, at this point, if my dad is watching this, turn it off and don't let my mom watch this, because this copy of this book is actually my mom's birthday gift on Tuesday. But anyway, I've been reading this book, Islands of Abandonment. It's Nature Rebounding in the Post-Human Landscape by Cal Flynn. I actually bought a copy for my mom in the middle of reading it, and I'm finishing it with her copy. But this is a really like informative and fun and really well-written book about places in the world that have been like built up by humans and then abandoned, and like what moves into these spaces when humans are no longer there, how quickly the wildlife returns, and what kind of trees and stuff. Like this whole life cycle of like rewilding that happens, and it's really interesting. I knew some of the stuff because there's another book that a lot of people know about, The World Without Us by Alan Weissman, which is kind of an exploration of how quickly nature could take over and erase all traces of humanity if we were all just to disappear immediately. But this is an exploration of some newer places or things that Weissman never talked about that's going on like today. And it's really cool. I could talk about this for a long time, but the thing that surprised me the most about it is just the way that it's written. It's almost like poetry sometimes, and that the author has gone to all these places, and the way she describes them is really neat. So it's also kind of like really beautiful nature writing, and I'm super into it right now.
Nice.
So, and I did finish Orquídea Divina this morning while I was plying my yarn. So
I can go next.
okay.
Basically, I have been like, I'm currently in the middle of Four Profound Weaves still, and also Piranesi, and I'm hoping to get those read during this weekend so that I can just have them done, and then I only have a Desolation Called Peace that will move over to November. I'm in the middle of all those 3 books, but I basically, like, during this last month, I've had this weird thing where I haven't been able to focus on actually like physically reading. So I have just been listening to audiobooks almost exclusively, or immersion reading. So listening to the audiobook and having the physical book, because I have some kind of a mental block with reading text for some weird reason. But I finished Pet that way. I was listening to the audiobook and then I was like reading along with paperback. And I have to say, I love the audiobook narrator for Pet, because the way that man, like, he has like the best voice for Pet. Like, he like has this like awesome register that he goes like really low and kind of growls some of the words.
Interesting.
And it just sounds so nice, and just like, I don't know, there was just something about listening to him like use that voice that I was just like, yeah, I love this. And I love Pet as a character and the way he talks, and the audiobook narration just sort of elevated that feeling of like this otherworldly, not quite knowing how to use human language sort of feeling. It's just piece de resistance.
That's cool. I kind of want to reread that book.
The audio is available on Scribd.
Oh, is
so
it?
you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I might reread it on audio. At some point next year, the prequel or whatever, Bitter, is coming out.
Yeah.
And so I might revisit it then. But
I also loved, like, I already knew that the prequel was coming out, but there was this like funny nod at the end of Pet that Bitter is like, well, that's another story entirely, and then they just kind of skip over it. So that was kind of like a cue that, okay, maybe there's something coming out in the pipeline. And then Akwaeke Mezi like released information that, okay, here's coming another story.
Yeah. I'm curious what you're thinking about Piranesi as well, since it's such an unusual style and imagery in that.
Yeah, I mean, it's so weird because like I have read Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, and I remember back in the day when I read it that I know that for some people and for a lot of people it's so dense that it's very slow for people to read, but I devoured it. Like, I got so much into it so fast that I just like inhaled the book, even though it's like a 1,000-page tome. But Piranesi, it feels so different in terms of tone and the way it is written. So I kind of like, I'm in the process of wrapping my head around the fact that this is Suzanne Clarke's writing, but it isn't the same as Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. So that's sort of been slowing me down even though I'm interested in what's going on in the background and what the mystery is. And of course, on Monday,
Yes.
I need to plug my new book club, the Shorts and Sorcery Book Club, which is all about reading anthologies. And we are going to read like an anthology one month and then a magazine the other month. So it's like a switch thing. And the first thing we're going to read is Silk and Steel. So I'm starting this on Monday.
I need to get my ebook copy. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, so that's me.
Cool. Di?
I am currently listening to Prime Deceptions by Valeria Valdez. This is the sequel to Chilling Effect, and I am liking it a lot more than Chilling Effect. And I was telling Rachel about this, and because we both had very similar complaints about the story, namely Eva and her tendency to clutch at the idiot ball and tell people things. And this one alleviates a lot of that, because Eva's really learned her lesson from the last book. And like, when she gets approached by her sister for a job, Eva's like, look, I can't make any decisions. Like, I have to talk about it with my crew so we can vote on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really like that there has been character development there, and that you're seeing Eva like trust her crew, and you're getting to see more of the dynamics between crew members. And I also like so far that it's not quite as episodic as the first half of Chilling Effect was, because Chilling Effect, like the first half of Chilling Effect was like doing a job, something going wrong with the job, and then doing another job.
Mm-hmm.
And so this one, they have like a singular mission, and like they're jumping to different places, but it's all like for one thing. Everyone knows about the thing. So I'm about halfway through. We'll see how I feel about the ending, but so far, like, this is making me optimistic for the third book in the series.
Has it been announced?
It's been announced. There's a cover and it looks very good. So we'll see how, and I'm also debating on if I want to get a physical copy of Prime Deceptions. Like, I don't think, because I sold my physical copy of Chilling Effect, and I don't think I would get it again, just because I wasn't a huge fan of book one. But I think if book two sticks the landing, I might just buy a physical copy of book two just to have it.
Yeah.
I do recommend the audiobook, though. I really like Almeri Guerra as the narrator.
Is it the same person who did the narration of the first book?
Yeah.
Okay, because I did like the narration of it. I like that.
Yeah, that's the reason I checked out the audiobook from the library. I really enjoyed the narrator. She's really great. So
is this the same book with the like psychic cats?
Yes.
Yeah, no, one of my complaints about
the cats actually play a larger part.
Yeah, because like the psychic cats are introduced in the first book. It's this big thing, and then they're never mentioned again.
Yeah, no. The Mala, the head psychic cat, like tags along. She's like tagging along with Eva right now. He's like, I will go with you.
There is a head psychic
problems
cat
on purpose because I am a calico. But yeah, the cats are playing a bigger, more like Mala's playing a bigger part. The other cats are like just kind of there, but Mala's the main kitty character.
Well, just let me have at least one.
Yeah. Hi. And then let's see. I'm also kind of at the beginning of Velvet Was the Night, but I put a pause on that just because I wasn't like super in the mood for like a noir. But I'm gonna try and pick it up again.
I read it earlier in October, I think. I haven't talked about it in a wrap up yet, but I'm really curious what other people think about that book now. Like, has anybody in the chat read it? Because I don't think I liked it very much.
I know that a few people, like not necessarily in the chat, but a few people who I follow have read it and like enjoyed it. But the thing is that I've seen also that people who have previously not liked Silvia Moreno Garcia's other books have really liked this one.
That's what I've seen too. Like, I went looking for people's reviews, like people who didn't like it, like what did they have to say about it? And a lot of them were like, really enjoy her SFF stuff, but not so much her non-genre or more like thriller stuff. And I think I'm in that camp. Like everything I've really, really loved by her has been definitely spec fic. So
there's that. And then I've been kind of rereading the October Day series for a project with Renee and KJ. And I've also not like reading, but just like reading the ends because I like how she does her endings. The Queen's Thief series by Megan Whalen Turner, because I finally got physical copies of the first 2 books, and I finally ordered physical copies of books 3 through 5. And I just like rereading the endings because she's so good at like having a twist that when you look back, you're like, oh my God, it was there all along.
This is the reason why I reread The Thief so much, because the ending was so good.
Well, like I was rereading the Queen of Italia, and I'm just like, ugh, Irene and Jen, you're 2 magnificent bastards.
I don't want to spoil anything for people who haven't read the book, but the reason why I haven't actually started rereading the series so that I can finally read the last book is because of the second book, Queen of Italia. Like I know what's gonna happen in it, and it scarred me so badly as a child. So I kind of like need like an adult to come back and tell me and say it's not that bad, Rachel.
Not that bad. It's not that bad. But I will say the final book was one of my favorite books from last year, just because like in terms of like emotional fulfillment, it was perfect. It was like exactly what I wanted. Like things happen, like I don't want to get too spoilery, but like in terms of it being an emotionally satisfying conclusion to the series, it worked perfectly.
Do we get to see Jen again at least?
We do.
Okay.
And yeah, we see Jen. We see certain people again. I don't think this isn't true. There are elephants. I'm not giving you the context, but there are elephants.
Okay.
What the?
Maybe that'll be like my holiday vacation binge project, because usually at the end of the year, like Christmas and New Year's Eve, I just start rampaging through a series or something, and that might be what I get around to.
I would really recommend it. Just like I said, the final book just made me so happy. It was just everything I wanted for the end of that series. But yeah,
Sorry, I'm just looking for my chain 1 space.
All right. Well, let me check the chat. I have not been paying enough attention.
Nope, that was not it.
No.
Come back.
So what has everybody been watching? I have to admit, I have not watched anything since the last live show, other than a couple episodes of Midsummer Murders, because that's the long-running television show I'm watching with my parents right now.
Well, I got you covered. I watched so many things. First of all, I started watching this. Netflix has this German medical history, like fictionalized, basically like a telenovela, soap opera kind of thing, about Charité, which is like the most famous like medical like school institution that started already in the 19th century. And the first season was all about like 1888 and going forward, and like it was great. It was like 6 episodes, and there were all these like it focuses mostly on this like on this woman who wants to become a doctor, but in the like German Empire at that time that is not allowed. So she has to like try and go to, like she's working basically as an indentured servant to pay off her medical bills as an assistant nurse. And then she sort of has this like it is a fictionalized romance with one of the with Dr. Bering, who was the person who is credited for like basically, what's the word, like coming up with the cure to the like diphtheria.
Oh,
Yeah, so she has kind of like a fictionalized romance with him, and it's like and it's also very like trigger like content warnings for like anti-Semitism and like racism and all that stuff. But I also feel like it is very like for example, if you think about like how we view like Germany, like it always like feels like we are talking about how the Second World War and the Nazi Germany comes up in a kind of vacuum. So I thought that it's very like it's important that this show that's already like takes place in 1888, before even the First World War, and there's already anti-Semitism and already this nationalistic movements in the like student body and stuff like that that's happening. So I think it's very important that that's been shown. I'm currently watching season 2, which takes place in the Second World War times. So that's not at all as fun.
That's a big time jump.
Yeah, because it's basically a series of mini-series. So the first one takes place in the 19th century. It closes out the story in 6 episodes, and then the second series is in the Second World War, another like I think 6 or 7 episodes, and then the third season I think is in the 70s.
Oh,
So it's kind of like a series of mini-series.
that's interesting. Yeah.
But the second show so far is like really uncomfortable to watch because of all the Nazis.
Oh, yeah.
And how they are trying to like twist the like science to fit the political agenda. And there's like this, because not all the doctors are, aligning themselves. Like they have to like pay lip service to the regime, but they are not like,
They're not party.
and they do not agree with the race science. So it is incredibly uncomfortable to watch, but it's nice, and I'm like it's in German, and German series.
No, don't leave.
Are you practicing your German with that then?
Yes.
Is that's what you were doing on Duolingo, right?
Yeah, and also Japanese.
Oh, right.
So I'm watching it in German with German subtitles. So sometimes I've kind of like set the subtitles to finish and rewatched some scenes because a lot of the medical jargon kind of goes over my head. But whenever they're focusing on the relationship aspect, that's when I know. And another series that I have been watching, like I watched the documentary The Vow on HBO, which is all about the Nixium.
That's the Inferior Nixium documentary series, by the way.
I have watched previously the there's another like almost an 8-part documentary series about Nixium that I also watched recently.
Yeah, was that Seduced?
Like, yeah.
Seduced is the better one.
It focuses on the Oxenbergs. Yeah.
Yeah, the one with the Oxenbergs is Seduced.
Yeah.
The Vow is with Sarah and Nippy.
Yeah.
I have no idea what this is.
It's basically multi-level marketing that like or rather it's a cult masquerading as a multi-level marketing business that had a sex cult and sex trafficking ring inside it.
Oh, okay.
The one with Chloe from Smallville.
I just realized I had never actually heard it said aloud before.
Yeah. So I watched that. Like I don't know what it is with me, but I've been like, for example, in audiobook format, I listen to like the medical history, like nonfiction on the birth of American gynecology. So my brain has been all about this like weird misery related things. I don't know why. I don't want to allow myself to be happy, I guess. but it's like like I like okay, it isn't even funny actually, like because in like historical text, like these enslaved women were happy to give their bodies for science. Like, no, they weren't. Oh, come on.
Rachel, the BSG actress is the one who played Callie.
Yeah, it's was it Nikki?
That's
Nikki
why she
Klein?
left. That's why she left, was so she could join the cult full time.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not.
Oh my
Yeah, and she
God.
also she had a sham marriage with Alison Mack, who is the actress for Chloe. For immigration
Oh my
purposes.
God. Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Grace Park was like somewhat involved, but she like I like stopped associating with them a number of years ago.
Also, the actress who played Lana Lang in Smallville was also in the cult, but she actually got out because it was like super creepy.
In that really terrible Beauty and the Beast TV show that I may have watched too many episodes of.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Well, and so part of the thing is that one of the higher ups, Sarah Edmondson, she started the center in Vancouver and was able to recruit a lot of.
Oh, okay, that suddenly makes a lot of sense because we're talking about all the TV shows that were filming in that area.
Yeah, and so that's why there's like a certain there's certain actresses from like a lot of genre shows who got involved because of the really active center in Vancouver.
Wow, I knew only about the one woman who has been Alison Mack, who's been in all the stories and stuff, but not these other people. This is just crazy.
Yep.
Oh my God.
But yeah, that's basically what I've been watching. Lots of misery.
Misery. Everybody in the chat has been talking about Squid Game. I don't know anything about Squid Game.
I want to watch it, but I haven't yet.
I think I'm going to pass on that one based on what people are saying about it. But apparently, there's also a new season of the Great British Bake Off, and
I'm honestly not watching it because I'm still mad that they have Matt Lucas as one of the co-hosts, and I hate him so much. I
don't even know who's hosting it now. I watched the first season when they changed all the people, and I was deeply unimpressed, and I haven't watched more of it.
Noel is still there. He's like the chipper gothy guy.
Is he better though? Because I felt like he was very disengaged.
But last season during the pandemic, Sandy stopped co-hosting, and they brought in this actor, Matt Lucas, who is a quote unquote comedian who has a history of racism and transphobia and a lot of gross shit in his comedy. And I don't find him funny. I find him really obnoxious. And
is
so
he
I'm just
like from Little Britain.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I know who he is, and no.
Yeah.
No.
So I'm not watching until he's gone. And if it means I stop watching it, so be it. Because I despise him and I don't want to see him on my TV.
Who's that guy?
The bald guy.
Yeah. I've never understood the appeal of that guy.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know enough British people.
Yeah. So I'm just not watching. I did watch the back half of Leverage Redemption when it dropped earlier this month. I very much enjoyed it. There was some stuff with Elliot and a romantic plot with him that was not my favorite, but we did get some very cute queer moments with Hurdison's sister because she is canonically a lesbian and she does get a girlfriend. And it's very cute. But speaking of Theranos, there's actually, so they're just like, there's a couple of episodes where it's like they didn't just take like one like terrible thing, they like combined it with another because I think it was just like there's so much terrible shit happening. So one, it like starts off with a takedown of like goop, but then it turns into a takedown of cryptocurrency. And then there's one that you initially think it's like taking down like the white supremacists infiltrating tech and greenwashing, but then it turns into kind of a Theranos type scam. It's like, I really enjoyed it. So I saw that. I watched the first episode of Star Trek Prodigy this week. So that It's the new Star Trek series aimed for kids, and I quite enjoyed it. So only the first 2 episodes are out, but I liked it. The animation's very, very pretty. And then speaking of Netflix true crime stuff, I watched a couple of episodes. They did like a sports true crime anthology thing. So it's like every episode is about an hour and they cover like a different sports true crime thing. So I only watched 2 of them, but one of them was on the 2002 Salt Lake Olympics ice pair skating scandal, where it's like someone bribed the French judge to like score the Russian skaters higher when they did.
Oh, yeah.
So there was that one, and then I watched another one about cheating in college basketball and for gambling purposes. So basically for gambling, there's a line, and it's like if you choose the under, I don't understand gambling, but it's like how, like in terms of who you're betting on and like what the final result is. And so a college basketball player at Arizona State University was in debt to the college bookie, and as a way to pay it off, he had to like not throw games, but like make them closer than they might have otherwise been, and he got caught. But it was like very interesting, kind of seeing how you can cheat, like not cheat in basketball, but you can manipulate the games for gambling purposes.
Interesting. Elise has asked, oh, we've got a echo. Is that me?
I don't know. I have not seen Dune yet because I saw Blade Runner 2049 and I'm still mad I paid money for that.
I have seen Dune.
Crap.
I have seen Dune, and I have never.
I think it might be on your end, Ray.
How though?
Luke! I'll be right back.
I can't. Is it still on my side? No.
Is it still on my side? Okay, I think
I don't hear it now. Okay. I don't know what that was. Very strange. Hi, Vold.
Tesla.
Okay, but the director of Dune is also the guy who did Arrival.
I think he
Right?
got very lucky with Arrival and that script
don't
and
go.
source material, because Blade Runner 2049, like I said, it was very beautiful, but
There is Hermes.
Oh,
Aw.
hello.
Yeah, Blade Runner 2049 was very beautiful, but the story was terrible and it had no soul. But I think he just lucked out with Arrival and the script and the source material.
I would say the source material for Arrival is freaking great. And
Yeah, so I think
I've seen original Blade Runner and did not think it was worth anything.
Okay.
Maybe I just can't appreciate genius.
I went and I watched Dune. I have not read any Dune related material ever. My partner has read the core Dune. He hasn't read the sequels, and both of us really enjoyed the movie.
I'm really looking forward to it because everything I've seen in the trailer and stuff has been like, I think this is gonna remind me a lot of the great stuff from Arrival, just movie making wise.
It was very beautiful to look at. Like the shots, mwah. And also like it made me like Timothée Chalamet.
Is there a reason we're not supposed to like
think
him?
was gonna happen.
Here's the thing. I have like no strong opinions on him. I don't understand the attraction to him because to quote a friend, he looks like the ghost of an underfed Victorian orphan.
Yeah,
I mean,
I've seen him in exactly one thing, so
he's little Tim from Christmas Carol, isn't he? Like, just give him a crutch.
He played Laurie in the new Little Women, and I thought the casting was
Christian
actually pretty
Bale.
great.
Christian Bale is the superior Laurie.
No, he was
Yes!
way too old. He was cast way too old.
He
And
was
he
fine.
came
Like
across
now
as
you start
mean.
complaining about casting actors too old when the guy in Dawson's Creek got to play a 16-year-old.
I've
Come
never seen
on.
Dawson's Creek because I never liked anything I heard about it. But the thing is, I think that Laurie in Little Women is actually supposed to be kind of unlikable. He's an absolute brat. He does
he's a
mean
fuckboy.
things. And I thought that the casting of the younger Timothée Chalamet in the new Little Women was one of the better decisions made in that. Like, he actually came across as petulant and childish and stuff.
I mean, to be fair, you had like Florence Pugh playing Amy as both the younger Amy and the older Amy, which was a choice.
I liked her as older Amy, but I thought she looked way too old for young Amy.
She was way too old to play young Amy.
She actually made me like older Amy in that. So anyway,
yeah, they made some really nice choices with like I generally despise the new movie.
It had some not great
for
things
a lot of
about
reasons,
it, for sure.
But I actually like the older Amy parts.
Yeah. Anyway, going back to Dune, I haven't seen the new one yet, but I've read the book multiple times. I've read some of the sequels. I've seen the 1980s movie, which is terrible, and I've seen the sci-fi miniseries adaptations. I had a mini love affair with the Children of Dune miniseries when I was a teenager. So I actually kind of have strong opinions on adaptations for Dune. But I haven't seen it yet because it's not in any theaters anywhere near me, so I'm probably gonna have to get, what is it, on HBO or something?
HBO Max.
Yeah, HBO Max.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get that and watch it. I really want to see it on the big screen though.
I honestly have no desire to see it. Like, I've never read the book. I've never had any desire to read the book. I don't like the director. And I've heard mixed things, but from like a lot of people whose views kind of align with mine, it's not a good movie. So,
I mean, I personally thought that it was a good movie, but I mean, if you already know,
I don't have any fondness for the source material, and I don't like the director, so I'm just like, have fun, enjoy it. I will not be watching it. I have other things I can do with my life for 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I mean, but going back to what I was saying was like, I personally thought that as a person who has never read anything, I think it also works pretty well for people who have not read the book, you know. And my partner also said that he enjoyed it as someone who has read the thing. So your mileage may vary, but I thought it was very beautifully shot, and it actually made me interested in reading Dune, which I'm not sure I actually want to do, but I think it's always a good merit for an adaptation if it makes you want to pick up the material.
Sorry, all of a sudden my neighbors are out and there are screaming, crying children outside with the neighbors' dogs going ballistic about it. So I hope you enjoy seeing Dune in 1 hour. So anything else to talk about with what we've been watching?
It's getting twisted again. No. Come back. I want to see The Green Knight.
Is that out?
It is out in
video on
movie
demand,
theaters.
Rent it or buy it digitally. I don't know if it's
I want to see it.
That's what I'm interested in too.
I'm hoping like a few years ago, before the pandemic times, I know that my like the company I work at organized like movie nights, that they rented out a specific showing for a movie to kind of like what's the word? In Finnish we call it virkistys, sort of like spice things up, to give something good for the employees.
Yeah.
Like, is there a word for that in English? Like just one word. Anyway,
Bonus,
so,
pick me up. I don't know.
yeah, something like that. So we went like, so I'm hoping that maybe this year, because like things are opening up at least inside the country, that there could be a movie night, company-wide movie night again. But we shall see. Because if yes, then I'm going to vote for Green Knight. Like, can we go?
Perks. That
Yeah,
sounds
so
like the right word.
a thing, a perk.
Oh,
This is looking pretty, like,
it's looking really cool. Are you kind
Yeah.
of like going around and creating like this scallop all the way around it, like in a circle?
yeah,
Cool.
it kind of like wraps around the previous scallop and flares out.
Yeah.
By the way, did you see the new cover for the second book in Tasha Sure's, like the
Yeah, it's
epic fantasy, the Oleander
sword.
was it?
Yeah.
It looks fantastic. I never thought that I'd say that a green cover would like make me thirst so much for something.
Are you trying to get Ava?
She ran in here like she wants something, but she doesn't want to come back. I think she wants outside because she can hear all the dogs barking like crazy at each other. Are we coming back? You coming back and come up here? Oh, come on. There we go.
Oh, it's an Ava.
There we go.
Ava!
What a pretty girl.
Yeah. Yeah. What?
Are you gonna come back? You can come back, you little chunky bean.
Are you asking for Leia?
Yeah. Well, she and her brother left, and then I don't know if you saw it, but her brother like got into a grocery bag and like got his head through one of the loops, so it looked so I had to go free him.
Oh no.
So
Poor
I finally have a fenced-in backyard now after waiting 10 years. So I can let Ava run around in it. But it's like she's such a small, skinny dog. And my neighbor's privacy fence is very old and the boards are warped in it and stuff. So I thought she could get through, but she tried it and she got her head stuck.
Oh, poor Ava.
So I was there, like trying to like pull the boards apart to get her stupid head out.
She's back.
Hello, Leia.
Oh, Leia has like 1,000-year stare.
I know.
All you can see of Ava is her bed head. What is this? What is this, huh? Your little mohawk?
Tesla.
Oh, chunky boys.
Look at this belly. Look at this belly. Like, if I do the show pony pose. Look at this belly.
Excuse me, Mamsies, what are you doing?
Are you done with me? Hmm? No.
I think at some point this bee needs to be fed, because he keeps coming into the office and then going out, like as if oh no wait, where do you want to? You go there. Please don't scratch
Is
me.
he going back to his milk carton?
I'm trying to get them to enjoy the carton of milk cat bed that I bought with my hard-earned money. Like, do they not see how much I care for them?
He was in it before, though, right?
Yes, he was. And then Mosfet and Hermes went in it, and then Tesla was like, no more.
Oh,
I am not impressed anymore because the peasants have been in my milk carton.
Poor Tesla.
The emperor was not amused.
hi.
All right. Since it's just the three of us, we might wrap up a little bit earlier today. So we want to move on to the next segment, which is what we are looking forward to.
Sure.
All of the December releases that are getting pushed up until 2022 now. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is not coming out, I guess, until next year, but I'm really excited about Tasha Suri's Oleander Sword because the cover release.
Yeah.
It looks very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
The one thing I am looking forward to coming out in November is the new Darcy Little Badger, Snake Falls to Earth.
Yes, I have it pre-ordered.
Yeah.
I'm
So
excited.
I'm looking forward to that. And then I don't know if there's anything else I'm like really looking forward to that comes out like the rest of the year, except for, and like everything else, I'm just like kind of sporadically pre-ordering stuff for early 2022.
Yeah. The last volume of The Girl from the Other Side is coming out in a couple of weeks.
Which volume is it? 11 or 12?
It's 11. It is supposed to be the last volume. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm like, how is the story going to wrap up in just one more volume?
I'm annoyed because I can't move on in the series because I have volume 10, but I'm missing volume 9 because it's out of print everywhere.
Yeah. Well, that's been my problem with Spy X Family, is I really wanted to get it from interlibrary loan, but whenever I request the volumes in the series, they come back and say like, sorry, there are not enough copies of these and we can't order them.
Yeah.
Because it's just, yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah, I just recently, like, I just caved and bought, like, I saw that my comic book store had volume 6, and I went and bought it, even though I don't own the previous volumes, because I just know that my library isn't going to get the 6th volume until, like, maybe 2 months from now, and it was there, so I just bought it. And I did the same thing with Witch Hat Atelier.
I saw that in your book haul. I was not surprised. And the last Expanse novel is coming out. Another one I have pre-ordered. I'm also really excited about that. And then I guess next year we're getting the collection of novellas, which all the novellas are out now, I think. But they're doing a big bind up, and I've been waiting for that for years. So I'm really excited about
like
that.
Expanse novels?
Novellas.
Yeah. I guess it's been their plan all along, is that there were going to be 9 books and then like maybe 9 novellas, and they were always planning for this like 10th volume to be the bind up of all the novellas. So waiting for that. And
so wait, are the novellas already like out?
Most of them, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've kind of thought about reading them because like my library has all of them on audio, but I was like, maybe I'll just wait until I got the big one, because I like buy all the audiobooks of the series now. And then the other really big one that I'm still like waiting to get is Perhaps the Stars by Ada Palmer, the last book in the Terra Ignota series. And it's been delayed like constantly all year, and then again because of the paper shortage in the publishing industry.
Yeah,
So I'm not going to believe that's actually out until my pre-order ships.
Yeah, I was like, is that still like a thing that like that series is still ongoing?
The first 3 books came out really quickly. My God, when was that?
I feel like it was like 2015 or 2016.
I think it might have been 2016, yeah. Because the first 2 books came out within 12 months, like they were out within the same year. And then the third book was the next year. And then there's been like this 4-year gap until the last book, but it's always been planned to be a quartet. So this last one is the end of the series. And apparently it's massive. It's like 600 pages long.
Jesus.
So that might be some more holiday reading for me. Yeah. Oh, Ron says that they do exist. Yes. I saw she got her author's copies. And it's been very confusing because like the US publication date got pushed out, but not the UK one. So people in the UK are getting it when people in the US are like, but it's not out yet. I don't know. Maybe someday the publishing industry will be back to normal, but
okay, I feel like this little fan out lace motif is going to look super cute when I have it all blocked.
Yes. Yeah. Everything looks amazing after blocking.
And the variegated thing is like it started out as this purple and now it's moving into this sort of coral color.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's gonna look so nice. If only I didn't hate this yarn so much.
Which end are you pulling out? Is it the inside one or the outside one?
Outside one.
That could be part of the problem. Sometimes it twists up on itself when you use the wrong end because you're working against the twist of the way it was wound up.
But it doesn't make sense to pull it from the inside.
Well, that's the way that they intend for you to do it. Except that you get yarn barf that way.
But my brain logic doesn't work that way. My brain sees that there's a nice little like startup thing on the outside and it's like
I know.
You know, I am still waiting on the bearded glacier to finish writing the 6th book in the Song of Ice and Fire. But I know
has there been more news about that or something?
I think this year's
the news is that all hope is lost, all hope is dead. And he's just like funneling in money from HBO, from all the shows he's producing, and probably watching
really?
American.
Like, really?
No, I mean, so my personal thing is he wrote himself into a corner and doesn't know how to get out of it, and we're never seeing.
Dude, he can get himself out of a corner if the stupid people running the show could come up with a half-assed ending. He could come up with something better. I mean, he can retcon his entire series to fix this problem if he wants to, and the fanboys will give him that. Like, they'll just forgive him for it.
So I
don't have much sympathy, as you can tell.
Like, yeah, I honestly don't plan on. I read through the 3rd book, and then I kind of stalled on book 4, and then I got rid of my copies, and then the various Hugos related shit with him happened. I'm just.
Unfortunately, he lost a lot of goodwill with that particular.
I mean, he has lost a lot of goodwill from me as well. But I guess this is like a bad relationship in a kind of way. I have invested so much time that it is hard to get out.
Yeah, and I think for me, like I didn't have that investment. Like I only read through book 3, and I never watched the show. So I'm just like.
You have been lucky. I mean, the show lost me on season 5. That's like here's the thing. Like Martin isn't perfect by no means when writing women and stuff, but the showrunners who are running the show are even more hacks when it comes to like that sort of thing than he is. So
I'm happy to live with fan fiction. I have a few like Jamie Brienne fics that I love and that I'll occasionally like read recs. Like if people have good Jamie Brienne fic recs, I'll read them, and that's kind of like where I'm at with that series.
Yeah.
My personal prediction is that he's probably going to die before the book comes out, and then it'll be finished by a ghostwriter or something. And yeah.
My guess he has already like said that he won't allow his works to be finished.
Okay, but Sue Grafton said she wouldn't allow her books to become a TV series, and once you die, it's not up to you. It's whoever runs your estate. Like,
I don't want to assume, but I would think that his wife will run his estate. I guess. Is
I
he
mean,
married?
I
think
think
he's married.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my personal prediction is we're never going to see the next books in the Song of Ice and Fire, whatever the hell Patrick Rothfuss books.
Kingkiller Chronicles.
Yeah,
not
no,
coming out either.
that's
And I
not
also
gonna
never
happen
think
either.
we're never getting the whatever Scott Lynch books are called.
I think out of all those, Scott Lynch is more likely to happen. To be like
Enough has been said about like drafts and what publishers, like his agent or editor, has said. Like something exists with that book.
yeah.
It's just not in a fit state to be published yet. So do I think he's made progress on it? Yes.
I personally don't believe we're ever going to see it. And I also need to mentally resign myself to the fact that we're never getting The Capitol's Tower by Melanie Ron, and we're never getting a conclusion to the Exiles trilogy. Because it's been almost 30 years at this point. Or it's been 25 years at this point. And we're never getting a third book.
For me, I think like
wow.
Like
she's written other, so she was like in a very like bad mental state, I guess, when she wrote the first two books, and when she was trying to write the third, it just wasn't happening. So she's written other things, but she's said a couple times like she wants to write the book, but also that like it was such a bad mental state with like the initial one where she's worried that she'll go back to that state, and I think fans have been kind of dicks to her about it. So
I wish that more authors would come out and just say, I'm never going to write the thing. Like, because I think that's kind of a problem with a lot of these authors we've been talking about, is that they got to a point where it's not fun for them to write it anymore, or they just want to do other things. And I think at a certain point, they just let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go.
I think that it should be, I think that we should like try to foster a culture where that is actually allowed as well. Because I think, and I also think that there are authors like, you know, Brando Sando and authors who are so prolific that they kind of set the tone for the publishing industry. And I think that, like, for example, for example, Scott Lynch as an author is a person who has very publicly talked about his struggles with mental health issues and how that has affected his ability to write. And as a person who also struggles with mental illness and stuff, it can be incredibly hard to try to get yourself to a mental state where you can work, while at the same time you know that people are talking about it online, I don't think that the publishing industry fosters a culture where you are allowed to take breaks, or you are allowed to just axe the thing.
Yeah, and I think actually another one of that is Saladin Ahmed's Throne of the Crescent Moon series. Like, there was supposed to be a sequel, but he had some mental health difficulties, and I think that book ended up being canceled. And he's switched to comic book writing, and he seems to be doing.
Yeah, I mean, I just started his run on Magnificent Ms. Marvel, and I'm like, he's doing a pretty good job at that.
Yeah, and I think he's also been dabbling in TV writing as well. So he's doing other things. Like, he's found a creative outlet that's been working for him. But I do wish we'd get more in his book first, because I did enjoy that first one.
But I also think that it is not constructive for authors to just leave the audience hanging, because it's also mentally exhausting for the author and for the audience to not have any kind of closure, even if the closure is just, I'm never going to finish this thing.
Yeah. I guess what I'm asking for is just be honest about it. The thing with George R.R. Martin and also with the Kingkiller Chronicles, Patrick Rothfuss, is I feel like there's nothing happening and they're not being truthful about it.
Yeah,
and the minute that people get that vibe, it turns into a really nasty thing.
I mean, a few years ago, Martin was in the habit of releasing chapter teasers. So at least we knew that he was working on something. But now he hasn't even done that. So it's Just
Well, and I've
give up
noticed
the
he's
ghost,
been doing
man.
a lot with the Wild Cards universe, and I think like him editing that is just giving him more joy than it is.
Yeah, I mean, he's so busy with other things that's like clearly he's enjoying other things. Oh,
I mean, imagine getting popular and getting famous for one thing and then losing your love for it. Like imagine if Tolkien was like, okay, I made Lord of the Rings, and then it's like, like screw this, I hate it, and then all he ever like, like
yeah. Yep.
like I can imagine how hard that must be as well. Or if you would want to be known for some other thing, but then your like people are constantly bringing, like, for example, some actors, like, I mean, Harrison Ford is a good example actually. Like he wants people to just forget that Star Wars, like he was ever in Star Wars.
Look, we all knew he was gonna die in The Force Awakens when he was like happy on the press tour. Like everyone was like, "Oh, he's gonna die." He was genuinely happy on the press tour, and that was all the proof that we needed.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think now if I've ever actually seen Harrison Ford genuinely happy at all. I don't really follow him, but I'm like, man, he always seems like he's not very happy.
I mean, Harrison Ford is the kind of person from what I see in interviews and stuff who really like acting is a job. Like he's very much like, this is a job that I do as a job, and I am not an artiste. This is a job.
Like my loves are flying planes and crashing them.
Yes.
And possibly having affairs. But I say that because the only thing I've ever read about Harrison Ford is one of Carrie Fisher's memoirs, where she just goes into detail about having an affair with him while he was married with kids. And
Yeah.
I mean, and also
tells
Carrie
me all I
Fisher
need to
was
know
like
about Harrison Ford.
16.
Yeah. He also apparently does a lot of carpentry still. There's a story going around a few years ago where when he was filming The Fugitive, he like rented a farmhouse and like as his way to calm down in the evening, just like fixed everything that was wrong in the farmhouse.
I can respect that actually.
Here's the thing. Fugitive was one of my favorite films as a kid. Like, I loved that movie. I was like something like 8 or 9 years old when I first saw it, and I loved it.
Yeah.
I also like the TV show. Did you know that there is a Fugitive TV show?
Yep.
I liked it.
One of our dogs is actually named after Harrison Ford. His name is Harrison. He's a big goofball.
Aww.
Who still thinks he's lap-sized.
Also, I need to know, just so this isn't some fever dream that I and a bunch of other Finnish people have had, but do you know about this show called The Chameleon? Where there is this guy who, like, in every episode, he kind of like, he was raised up in this institute, and then he like to be like a perfect spy / assassin, and then he escapes and tries to find his family, and every episode is him like impersonating, like taking on another persona.
I haven't heard of it, but I would watch it because that sounds pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, I loved that show as a kid, and I recently like am trying to find where I could find the episodes so that I could watch it again, because like I loved that show as a kid, and yeah, and I also like Fugitive, the TV show, and also MacGyver.
I always wanted to see more of MacGyver. I started watching it when I was in high school, and I don't think I got past like season 2 or something.
I mean, the thing is that Richard Dean Anderson, like I know him from MacGyver first, and then I started watching Stargate SG-1, and he was my favorite thing in Stargate SG-1 because he was in MacGyver.
Watching MacGyver because I watched Stargate a little bit and my parents were like, "Oh, it's that guy from MacGyver," and I'm like, "What's MacGyver?"
MacGyver was great. like it's like in Finnish we have a verb that's basically to MacGyver it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here too, for sure. Is there anything else that we're looking forward to that we want to talk about?
I feel I feel like in terms of books, I don't really have anything.
I talked about the ones I was excited for. All my pre-orders, basically.
Basically, most of what I'm excited for is coming out in 2022. So I'll.
Ron says that he remembers the Chameleon, so it wasn't just you, Rhea.
I swear, based on my hazy memory, we were watching Farscape together. I think we might actually have a better time watching the Chameleon together.
We should find out where it's available online.
Yeah, because I have tender feelings that it might be less I distinctly remember that no person gets put in brown face in it.
Oh, speaking of Stargate, you guys just remind me. So I don't know if it's happened yet, but they're doing this like virtual event where Sam Carter, Daniel Jackson, Rodney McKay, and whoever Jewel Straight was playing are doing a table read of a Stargate episode written by an AI.
Oh no.
Wow.
So I'm like very intrigued.
That actually sounds kind of fun. Not gonna lie.
Well, so because I've only seen SG-1 through like the 5th season or like early season 5, and like the first 4 seasons are like fairly formulaic. So I'm very interested in how an AI would write a Stargate episode.
But also, Rachel, we need to set up a time when I can show you Hades.
Yes. We should get back to like our Saturday time.
I definitely. I just feel like in the past few months, my whole social life has gone out the window because I've been so focused on just work.
Yes, yeah, completely understandable. Yep, for sure. All right, well, we've been here for an hour and a half, so I think it's probably time for us to wrap up. And I'm being bugged by my dog who desperately wants to go outside, so I should go cater to her whims. So let's go around and tell everybody what is coming up next for each of us and where everybody can find us. So let's start with Diana.
Sure, you can find me at my channel Bookish Die, and for what's coming up next, probably my monthly wrap up, and then at some point I need to sit down and edit a bookshelf building vlog, which I have recorded. I just haven't edited it yet at all.
I'm looking forward to that. Anything to do with DIY is like
perfect. It will be interesting, and also the cats make various appearances because they're like, what is
this?
You
know, that's why we want to watch.
That's exactly what we want to watch.
When I'm building like the rest of the shelves, Leia's just like, oh, I must inspect.
I mean, I am personal. Like I want the like Lego has those building kits that have like thousands of pieces, and they just released one that is basically a functional typewriter. Like you can't write with it, but it's like it has all the like mechanics of a typewriter.
Oh,
and I want to buy it, and if I do, I kind of want to live stream.
Oh my god!
Live stream the building process.
Because it's $200.
It is, but it's great.
Oh my god!
You can build it, and then you can put it on a shelf, and it will be like this magnificent built by Rachel 2022 or something, and perfect. And then you can just like it even makes the typewriting sounds when you write with it. Like it can't take in ink, but it's the thought that counts. And then you have the full mechanical knowledge of
Y'all
a
are gonna have to help me
typewriter.
justify this purchase.
It is justified. It's a collectible item. It's basically a huge puzzle if you think about it.
Yes.
Like a 3,000 piece puzzle.
I do love putting Lego together. Anyway, okay, we'll put a pin in that. I'll come back to that. Okay.
I mean, I am so tempted to buy it. Or
If
ask
I get
Walt
it,
to
you
buy
have to
it.
get it.
Yeah, I know. And also, like, if nothing else, I will coerce Walt to buy it for me for Christmas
Yeah.
because
Oh my gosh.
it's great. It looks great.
Okay. So what is up next for you, Rhea? Where can people find you?
You can find me at the Bookfinch on YouTube and Twitter, and on Instagram I'm at Finchkin. Basically, on Instagram I just post cat pictures, and if you want more feline shenanigans, it is on my Instagram. Otherwise, the Bookfinch on other things. My book club, the Swords and Sorcery book club, is reading Silk and Steel in November, and we are going to have a live show at the beginning of December. So join if you want. And also, I think the next Stitch and Bitch is actually going to be on my channel as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. At the rate we're going, it's probably going to be around Thanksgiving in the US at the end of November.
Probably around somewhere. Because I am very anal about these things. I would hope to have the date settled so I can actually schedule the live stream at least a week early.
We'll figure it out and make sure that we have everybody. So okay. Well, and everybody can find me here on my channel, Kalanati. I'm Kalanati everywhere else as well. And I will have a try a chapter video out soon. Haven't done one of those in a long time, and I forgot how fun they are to just pull things off the shelf and read a chapter or two. So that's up next for me. And then at some point I'll have to do an October wrap up, because apparently I'm so slow getting videos out now that I'm back to monthly wrap ups. Can you believe I used to do weekly ones? I can't.
I can't remember that time.
It is so long ago. Anyway, it'll be fun. So I think that is it for us, unless we have any other last things we need to surprise people with.
I wish I had a Tesla to show around, but he has gone.
We did get to see his chunky belly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us this month. It was great talking to everybody, and we will see you on Rhea's channel in November. Yes. So, bye.
That's true. It's November and not December. I was a month ahead.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.